Hi, I'm Caroline Lau here with Maya Road, and I'm so excited to be doing a work-along workshop with you guys called Collecting Moments 2014. What we're going to be making today is a little calendar. This is done on one of our acrylic stands that comes with chipboard pages and the rings you see. We're going to be using some of these beautiful new papers from Fancy Pants and some stickers. So I'm going to show you some of the stickers. Here's a little sheet of stickers we're going to be using. We also have this beautiful paper that's gray on one side with dots and orange. We have some beautiful floral paper that's some beautiful coral stripes on the other side. We also have this cute chevron that has a nice kind of a pinkish wood print. We also have a grid paper that has some nice rulers on the other side. A simple orange paper that has some different stripe designs on the other side. And finally, we have this piece of kind of a beige paper that has green stripes on the other side. Now, what makes this unique is you're going to get a 2014 calendar. And this is going to be something you download, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. When you download, you can download it on white paper, and it'll look like this when you print it on your printer. But what I'm going to have you do is you're going to take this beige piece of paper here, you're going to cut it down to 8.5 by 11. You're going to run it through the printer, make sure you run it facing the right side, and you're going to have a calendar that looks like this. So this is all the months for 2014, and you're just going to cut out each of these circles, cut around there. So let's get started. So we're going to start off by making the January page. And for each of the pages, what I did, this you can see was done on the pink wood paper, is I took the chipboard piece, I put it on the back of the paper that I wanted to show, and I traced it, I cut it out, and then I actually ran mine through the creating station because that applies the adhesive nicely to it. So you can see that's already done. Now the second thing I did was I cut out the month, and you can see I did this for January already, and I actually did one here, and I used the 3-inch creating station from Xyron, and I fed that through because this applies adhesive easily. And then I peeled the top, and it'll look like this. So a couple of techniques that we're going to do with this calendar page is we're going to make this little flower here by taking a larger rose. This is one of our afternoon tea trim flowers. And what you're going to do, I didn't want it as this large, is I'm going to cut about 1/3 of the flower away. And because I do that, I'm left with a flower the size I want to use. Just going to trim the excess. Since this is done on netting, it won't fray and the organza won't fray, so you're good to go when you have your flower. Now the second technique you can see here is we have this little burlap that's actually put onto a chipboard heart. So what I did is I took this chipboard heart and I cut a piece of our burlap trim and I cut a heart the size of the chipboard heart. Then I ran the chipboard heart through one of the sticker makers, and I peeled it so it has the adhesive on top. And then I actually just put the burlap right on top. And you can see how that heart looks. And then all we're going to do is we're going to start assembling our page. So to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to take your die-cut craft doily, and again, I put the adhesive on the back already. So I'm going to go ahead and peel that off. And you're going to center it right here onto the page. And then you're going to take your January, which again you've cut out, and you've put the adhesive on the back. You're going to lay that down. Next, you're going to take your chipboard heart. You can see I put that around right here. And for this, I'm just going to use a hot glue gun because that gives me a nice fast adhesive to put on now. And then I'm going to put this piece underneath. And for that, I'm actually going to trim it a tiny bit. I'm going to tuck it in under right here. Get this here. I'm going to tuck it in right there. You can see how that looks. Next, I'm going to put this flower that I've created, and I want that kind of about right there. Again, I'm going to use my hot glue gun because for these projects, just to show you guys, it's much easier for it to hold. And next you can see there's a little remembering sticker. So I'm going to take that arrow that's right here. I'm going to put that down, kind of like right there. Then I took a piece of our twine cording and I made a bow. I've already pre-tied the bow for you here. I'm going to glue that right here. Then I'm going to take my little key and I glue where I glued the little twine cording. I'm going to tuck it in a little bit under. There. You can see that. Then I took some of our little resin flowers. So you're going to get a little set like this. I'm going to take one of the resin flowers off. Again, I'm going to use hot glue to glue the little flower on. Then all that's left is to put the 2 pins you see right there, that's on the calendar, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck that in kind of behind that flower. And I'm going to take this leaf pin, I'm going to do the same. And your first page is done. We're going to be making the February page now. So to do that, again, what we did with the January page, I did for the February page is I took the paper that I wanted, which was the blue with the flowers. I cut it out, I applied the adhesive, and I put it right on my chipboard piece. So that completes the background. Next, what we're going to do is you're going to be making this layered heart. So we took some of the Shot Through the Heart chipboards, and you can see I've pre-done them here. But I'm going to show you what I did to make it nice and simple. I used the Warren lipstick to do the pink, and then I used broken china to do the scallop in the back. And we're just going to do the Warren lipstick one here. Because I have a nice juicy ink pad, all it is I placed my heart face down on the ink pad and I inked it. Just pushing it down. And then I kind of lifted it up. You can see how that's inked. And then you're just going to set it aside to dry. Now you can see how it looks now and how it looks when it's dried. You can see it dries a lot nicer, pink and lighter in color. So that's what you're going to end up with. So what you're going to do is you're going to assemble the heart, and to do that, I'm going to glue this heart on top of that one to create this heart. Now I'm going to take my craft doily. Again, I've taken this and I've run it through the machine. So apply the adhesive on the back. And I'm going to place it as shown right there for my February. If you have extra adhesive, you can just take the top and you can kind of just rub off the extra adhesive on there. And now we're going to put this little craft piece over on the side here. And then we're going to take our February, again this is pre-cut, and I applied the adhesive on right in the middle there. Then we're going to take our heart, which we've created, and we're going to take a little piece of the seafoam burlap trim. This is some of our burlap trim, and this is about a 4-inch piece or so. And I'm going to fold it over to create almost like a little leaf like this. I'm going to take that, I'm going to glue it behind this heart, and then I'm going to glue this to my chipboard page. There we go. We just have 2 tiny little steps left. We're going to take our sticker sheet. We're going to take the keepsake words here. I'm going to put that down here, right where the tab is. Then we're going to take again one of our little flowers, and we're going to glue it right onto the heart. And now you are done with February. Now we're going to be working on our March page. Now for this page, you can see it's covered already, this chipboard piece, with this grid paper. So that's done. What we're going to do next is we're going to make this chipboard arrow. So to create this, I took some of this ruler paper and I cut it so it's the size of this chipboard arrow that you have in your Shot Through the Heart chipboard pieces. And I've already pre-done that for you. And you can see this one has kind of a sanded edge. So I just took a little sandpaper and I sanded my arrow down. That's it. And then we're just going to assemble our page. So to do that, what we're going to do, again, each of these pages all have the craft doily kind of to hold it together. So we're going to put that down. And then we're going to take the calendar. Again, this has been pre-cut and the adhesive applied, and put that down. Then I have some pieces of our burlap trim. This is our smoke burlap. So this is about a 2.5 inch piece. I cut at an angle. And this is about a 1.5 inch piece. I'm going to glue those down. You can use whatever adhesive you want. Again, I'm just using hot glue just to make sure that I can get it down for you, and that you can see this project put all together. You can see I put those down here. Then I'm going to put my arrow. So for my arrow, I'm going to glue my arrow down right here. And then I'm going to glue a jewel. Right on the arrow. And then I took a sticker from our sticker sheet here, the Little Moments arrow. I'm going to put that down here. And then I took the Great Things postage stamp and I put that right here. And there you are. There's our March page. Now we're going to work on our April page. And for this page, we're going to cover our chipboard in this inch-by-inch paper. You can see how I centered it around the stencil at the top, and you can see how you can see the blue line kind of headed towards the tab. So after you've done that, you're going to want to ink your U word. And to do that, I use this distress ink called Crushed Olive. And again, like we've done before, I took the word, turned it upside down. And if you have a juicy ink pad, all you have to do is just kind of push on there, and you'll have your word inked. And when it dries, it will be this color. Now to assemble this page, again, we have the elements we've had before, the calendar that's already cut out, and I put that on the adhesive. And we have our craft doily, and this one I've already applied the adhesive on. What I'm going to do, and you can see this here, is I'm going to cut it in half. Now, if you're not comfortable straight cutting it in half, you can use a paper trimmer to cut it straight down the middle. And then you're just going to start assembling your page. Now to do that, I'm going to go ahead and take the protective cover off. I'm going to put down the pieces on the page. So this one will actually go up right to the end of the top corner of the page, like that. And then this piece, the other half that you cut, will kind of be almost right there. And again, if you have extra adhesive, you can just kind of run your fingers to remove the extra adhesive there. Then we're going to take our April piece, and we're going to put it down right there. You can see how I've put it. And we're going to take a sticker from our sticker sheet, the Life Experiences one. And we're going to lay it right there on the page. Then you're going to take your U word, and we're going to put it down right here. And finally, again, we're going to take one of our little resin flowers. We're going to put it right on that corner of the U. And there's April. Now we're going to be working on May. And for May, the chipboard piece is covered in the chevron paper. And then again, what I've done is I've taken the doily, apply the adhesive, I'm going to lay it down over here. Okay, and then I'm going to take the May month and kind of center that right in the middle. And then I'm going to take my sticker that I have here, Enjoy Every Minute of Every Day. I'm going to put it right down here. And next, we're going to assemble the little heart with the little resin bird. So here's a chipboard heart that I covered. You see it's chipboard here in the blue flower paper. And I'm going to go ahead and assemble everything on this heart before I glue it down. So I'm going to have the bird, and he's going to sit right here. So I'm going to glue him on. And he's actually going to be kind of sitting on one of the flowers. So much like the flower that we did on the first page, I cut this flower down, so about half its size. I'm going to glue that down right here. Now next to it and underneath it, I'm going to put the leaf for the flower. And then I'm going to glue to the back of the leaf this twine cording bow I've tied. Then all you have to do is you take this heart and you're going to put it right on your page. And you are done with May. Now we're almost halfway done with our calendar, so we're going to be working on June. Now to make June, what we're going to do first is you're going to ink this scallop heart. You can see the scallop here, and I did that in the chipped sapphire, and we're going to do it in the same techniques that we did on the last one. You're going to ink the word love in the crushed olive, and you can see how those have already pre-done, and they look like this. So we're going to assemble this little kind of award banner here, and to do that, I'm going to take my scallop heart, and I took some of my striped coral paper. And you can see I actually traced the back, I traced the inside of this heart that way, and I cut just right outside of it so that it would fit perfectly like this. And I'm going to glue that in. So I'm just going to use a little glue to hold that together for you guys. Then I'm going to glue this little linen pendant down underneath, like this. See? Then I'm going to glue the word love across here. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue here and here. I'm going to glue that down. And to finish this off, I have my little flower. I'm going to take my flower here. I'm going to glue it kind of on this left-hand side here. And now you're done. Now we're going to assemble the June page. To do that, again, just like before, I'm going to take our craft doily. We're going to put it down. Then we're going to take our calendar. We're going to put it right in the center. We're going to take from the sticker sheet the word moments. Put it down here. And then finally, we're just going to glue this little pendant that we made right on the page. And there we are. June is finished.